Hello, everyone, and welcome to Big Rock Moto. Thank you so much for tuning in today. In today's episode, we'll be taking an epic 2-day adventure trip on Royal Enfield's Himalayan 450. We'll be putting the bike to the ultimate test from everything from twisty paved roads to high-speed touring on the freeway to difficult off-road desert conditions. So sit back, grab your favorite drink or snack, stay tuned, and enjoy the ride on the Himalayan 450. Two sincere favors as we start out. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And second, when you're shopping for motorcycle gear and parts, please use my affiliate links and you can bookmark my link tree, which will be below, to use whenever you're shopping. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Huge thanks to Law Tigers for sponsoring today's episode. If you've been in a motorcycle accident, I highly recommend contacting Law Tigers' nationwide network of motorcycle lawyers because the sad truth is, insurance companies will try to settle for the bare minimum amount. Hiring Law Tigers can potentially get you covered for lost wages, pain and suffering, and more. Plus, there is no upfront cost to hire them. So if you've been a victim of an accident or know someone who has, please contact Law Tigers and their info will be below. Thanks again, Law Tigers, for sponsoring today's episode. All right, Southern California BDR, here we come. Let's have as much adventure as we possibly can in 2 or 3 days. This is what a lot of people do when they have a weekend free. You load up your adventure bike, you go out, you try to have an adventure. We've got all our camping gear, everything we need, my filming gear. Let's hit the road. I'm excited. This is fun. 3, 4. All right, let's fuel up this bad boy. Got my tank bag, my Moto Nomax, so I can organize all my stuff. I've got my hydration in here, my water as well, so I don't have to wear a backpack. But when a tank bag, obviously you got to move it to get gas. Not too big of a deal. I had to kind of jerry-rig some charging wires because the USB port on here, I cannot get it to work. And I'm relying on my phone for navigation for this trip. I don't have a GPS on here. So I really need phone charging, so I had to rig that up. Alright, here's a general plan as I'm stuck behind this semi here. So we've got, a 3 to 4 hour ride to get to Yuma, Arizona. So that's 100, around 200 miles, I think, of highway. So it'll be a good highway test for the next few hours. I'm taking kind of the nicer route, which is more secondary highways. But then we do have to jump on Interstate 8, the freeway for, 50 miles or something. So that'll be a good freeway run there to see if we can run, with traffic 80 miles an hour or whatever on the freeway, which will be a good test. And then the plan is to just get on the BDR, do as much as I can over the next 2 days. I planned to come home Sunday night, but I could potentially stay Sunday night in the desert again, one more night of camping, and then come home Monday afternoon. I could do that, so we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. We're between storms right now. We had rain. It's coming in again Monday afternoon, so I think as long as I get home by Monday afternoon, we'll be in good shape. So far I like this bike, actually. There's just something so simple and honest about it, and it's easy to ride. It's smooth, it's gentle, it's not intimidating, it's low to the ground, it's just kind of friendly. I don't know, and it seems to handle surprisingly well even with all this camping gear loaded onto it. Suspension on this bike is actually very good for stock suspension. Okay, first real test for the Himalayan. Let's see if we can pass the semi truck. Traffic. Come on, 40 horsepower, unleash. Can't really see, but I guess we'll go. Come on! Come on! Yard! Full power! Yeah, I could use more passing power, I will admit that. It's a little bit pokey when you have to do something like that. But it's better than the old Himalayan, at least you probably won't die. are entering Anza-Borrego Desert State Park. Finally getting out of the mountains. A little bit warmer weather, getting into the desert. We've got a lot of this ahead, so really nice back roads, no traffic, beautiful scenery. Really nothing to complain about. You know, I could use some more wind protection. It's pretty windy. I know you can get a taller windshield, but I don't have that. So we'll make do with what we have. But the vibration, there's really not much vibration through the bike. It's pretty impressive for a single cylinder. And the bike's pretty happy at 65, 70, still pretty happy. It's got just enough power just to have a little bit of fun. Wind that thing all the way out, baby. This motor is remarkably smooth, even all the way up at Redline. This is going to be the real test of it. Freeway test. We have about 85 miles to get to Yuma. It's windy. Man, I could really use a bigger windshield. Yeah, so there's 80. Feels okay. Mirrors are kind of buzzy. I don't have much power left in reserve, but I can do 80. I think I have a tailwind though behind my back, so that's probably helping. Bike feels stable, feels okay. Well, we're gonna have to do this for a couple hours, so hope it should be okay. I almost ran out of gas. That's the problem with not being familiar with this bike. You know, it's got a great fuel range, but when I got on the freeway and going 80, I started to go through fuel like crazy. Like I was getting like 35 miles a gallon. So my fuel thing is flashing saying when I run out of gas in 20 miles. So I have to detour a couple miles off the freeway so I can get gas, because there's no gas for like the next 50 miles on this stupid freeway. So anyway, I'll be fine. Alright, rolling through Yuma, Arizona. We're on the official Southern California BDR backcountry discovery route. Yuma is where it starts or ends, I guess, if you come from the other way. It's right on the border. It's on the Colorado River, right on the border of Arizona and California. So get your supplies, get your drinks, get your snacks. You're not going to see civilization for quite a while, until we get pretty much all the way to Blythe. So I stocked up on stuff for tonight, some extra drinks and snacks and things. So yeah, because I just planned a remote camp in the desert somewhere by myself. It's what time is it? Oh my gosh, it's already 3. Oh, because I'm in Arizona, but the time, it's 2:30 my time, 3:30 Arizona time. So I do need to be mindful of how much daylight I have left, but we're just going to get on a route and see how far we can get. Right, first official dirt of the Southern California BDR. Here we go. It's Washboard City out here, man. That's pretty cool. Hi duckies, quack quack. Come down into these little wash things sometimes. I hit like a pretty deep patch of sand back there. I was kind of fishtailing around a bit, but I was okay. Like, this bike is really easy to manage for an adventure bike. It's almost like a big dual sport in a way. It's really stable and gentle. easy to ride even in the sand. And the suspension, I mean, this is my first time riding it off-road with all the luggage on. I mean, it's a pretty harsh ride. Like, you feel all the little rocks and all the washboard, but it's firm. Like, it doesn't bottom out, so I guess you have to take the good with the bad there. But it's a pretty rough ride, but it, you know, it remains under control, so that's good. I'm gonna have to stop and tighten all my straps. Everything is getting jostled around so much. Need to get the straps tightened up on all this luggage. Check. I heard this rattling sound, like, oh, what the hell is that? Sounded like my skid plate rattling or something. Come back here. This is about to fall off, so tightening up these screws here. That would not be good to lose my license plate. Have to do this whole ride with no license plate. That would really suck. I'd probably get pulled over. I'm gonna have to keep checking on those. Beautiful out here though, very desolate. Just a rough surface, not difficult, just pounds everything. Just shake your feelings out. Really like this little bike though. It's just like being low to the ground like this. It's super easy just to deal with. This is a Picacho State Park, so it's like a recreation area. You can camp. There's a campground. Pretty good campground. I've actually camped here many years ago. Pretty cheap. Good option. It's too early in the day for me. I'm going to keep rolling through. It's 3:30. So yeah, I've got 2.5 hours more light. I'm going to roll for a couple more hours. So like here is the Colorado River here. Here's the campground. Here's where I am. And then the route goes up over here. And then this is the sandy part through Indian Pass. And then it comes back down to this road here. And then goes up. I was thinking of hopefully getting somewhere in here to camp, but I don't know. Kind of have to see how the sandy part goes first. 4-wheel drive required past this point. Well, I guess we have to turn around, folks, because the Himalayan's a cool bike, but she don't got no 4-wheel drive. She's 1-wheel drive, baby. I'm at like a overlook kind of area. I wanted to fly my drone here, but I realized I'm in a state park and you are not allowed to fly a drone in a state park in California. So I don't want to risk whatever the thousands of dollars of fines is for that. So we're not going to do that, which is too bad because the Colorado River's over there. You can just barely see it, but it winds through here. Real rugged, pretty desolate kind of area. Don't come here in the summer, you'll die of heat stroke. Like, if you've ever been to Titus Canyon in Death Valley, I get like miniature Titus Canyon vibes coming through here. The first class view right here, look at that. That's the Colorado River. Absolutely beautiful. Look up there. I mean, man, that is so pretty. So pretty. Bike's doing well. This is the route right here. So you're on the route, you pop up this little hill, and there's a little parking area, and you see this. Really special, really beautiful. I wish you could camp here, but in a state park, I don't think you're supposed to just camp wherever you want. I have to get out of the state park, and then if you're on BLM public land, you can camp wherever you want. But all right, this is Indian Pass Road, and it's notorious for being one of the sandiest, most difficult, probably the worst sand of any section on any BDR. It's part of the 10% of this BDR that I haven't ridden, so it's going to be a first for me. I've ridden 90% of this route from here all the way to the end. This is one of those little tiny chunks that I haven't ridden. This road between this Ogilvy Highway up here and then this little viewpoint that I just stopped at. I've never been on this, so I guess we'll see. But so far it's sandy, but it's nothing I can't deal with. But she's loose. I mean, there you go.
getting started is very difficult. I'm gonna try some, man, that's sketchy. I'm gonna try some different techniques here. Maybe stand up and get my weight back. This bike is pretty forgiving in sand. Faster, I think, faster, come on. I noticed that it's only when I slow down that I really have the issue. Okay, push it, 40 miles an hour. What could possibly go wrong? Oh shit. I can see another bike came through here. Maybe today I could see his tracks going everywhere. I hit his track and it did the same thing he did. It's like it still feels like I'm in a crash, but I feel like I can just kind of recover it because the bike is just under that weight limit where it's a little bit manageable.
That section was pretty legit in terms of sand. That was one of the deeper sand areas I've had on a BDR. So Indian Pass, I'm at the top of the pass here, and then behind me is where I came from, and then I'm going to the west down the pass. Now the sand may be worse that way. I don't know. I'm about to find out. Just taking a quick break to get to take a snack and have a couple photos. But I gotta say, like, I feel like this Himalayan is maybe kind of perfect for this in a way, because it's like you want a bike that's halfway between a dual sport and an adventure bike, because you don't really want a dual sport because it sucks on the freeway. You don't really want a big adventure bike because they suck off-road. They're too heavy. This kind of is that perfect middle ground. I mean, if it was 50 pounds lighter, yeah, that might be good.
Coming down the other side of the pass, it's more flat over on this side as you go towards Ogilvy Road, and I don't want to jinx it, but I think I'm through the worst of the sand. I mean, it was challenging, but it wasn't a super long section. I think the stuff we had in Nevada on the Nevada BDR was way worse than that, but I don't know, the conditions are always changing. Who knows, maybe it rained and compacted it, last week. I don't know. But on my GS, I probably would have had to turn around on that road, on my 1250. But on Little Donkey here, Little Donkey, should probably hold on. Little Donkey doesn't care too much. She just gets through it. "55 miles an hour. Woo! Actually, that feels much better. 60 feels much better. It's so much smoother. But then you start to get a big, like a wobble, and you start to get super sketched out, like, oh shit. I feel like we should be a little childish here. Punch it. Alright, there was 75 in the dirt. That's probably enough with all this luggage on it. So this is Milpitas Wash Road. We had a run on the highway for maybe 20 or 30 miles, high speed. Now we go on this road for a long way, so it connects to the Bradshaw Trail. So I'll be looking for a campsite in the next, 45 minutes, because that sun is getting awfully low in the sky. And I'm kind of riding directly into the sun right now, which is not that much fun, but we'll survive. I guess this is the appeal of adventure riding to people, right? Because you can kind of, if you have all your camping gear and water and stuff, you can just sort of, well, assuming you have public land where you can camp, you kind of just camp wherever you feel like stopping. Where the pronghorn roamed. What does this say? Sandy washes and abundant shade from the Palo Verde and ironwood trees make this area an ideal place to spend an afternoon. Well, not if you're a human being, and not if it's in the summer. I can tell you that much for sure. Oh, I see. So we're here basically. So we're going up here to the Bradshaw Trail and then going across like that. Saw this little side road come up here. about a half mile off the main road, and I mean the sun's going down, people. I need to camp, and has a fire ring and everything. So yeah, we're gonna call it a day. I even have like one little bar of service. I may be able to actually use my normal phone instead of my Garmin thing, so that's cool. So I'm going to get this gear off, get the tent set up, and start to have some snacks and some food here. I got a Coke Zero in the bag here. I hope it doesn't like explode it or anything. So Ben from Moto Camp Nerd, he sent me some new camping gear because after the Northern California BDR, where I was complaining about the camping and my gear sucked, he was like, oh, we got to fix that. So he sent me some new stuff. So it's all in here. Let's see what it is, and see if we have a more comfortable night's sleep. Beautiful out here. It's so quiet, except for me talking. I'm really roughing it this time camping. I figured, campgrounds, you get all the noise, the people. It's kind of nice to just be in nowhere. So I didn't bring a chair. I didn't bring a table at all. I did away with a lot of the extra stuff because I figured, just rough it. So just a tent, sleeping pad, sleeping bag, 15-degree bag, a small little stove, one freeze-dried meal for dinner, one freeze-dried breakfast, some coffee. There's not much else there. I mean, I'll show you. So in this bag, I had my drone, I had some snacks, the food, and then my air compressor, and a couple other things, small things. And then the tent was strapped back here. And then in here I've got the rest of the camping gear, the sleeping pad and the sleeping bag, and some little camp shoes, stuff like that. So I don't know, to me it's pretty bare bones, but I'm sure the ultralight people will still say it's too much. I don't think I've ever been a place this quiet in a long time. You're just not familiar with the absence of all sound. Complete absence of sound. It's something special. I think there's something good, nice about it. Now that doesn't look good. Here's my dinner. Beef pasta marinara from Peak Refuel. And I've got my little whisper stove going here. Can you see me? No, too dark. There's a little bit of dusk left behind me. Good morning. Oh, I slept so much better than I have in years camping in tent. Man, let me kind of show you how some of the camping gear worked out. My campsite this morning, sun's up. I had some coffee, had some granola, and just packing up, getting ready to go. I heard like coyotes last night that woke me up. I heard what sounded like a mule or a donkey, but out here, I mean, I don't know, but that's fine, But when you're camping in the middle of nowhere, every little noise you hear, it just freaks you out, I guess. So my tent is just an old REI Camp Dome 2. It's fine. I mean, it packs a little bit heavy. I guess I should get something that packs a little bit smaller. I'll talk to Moto Camp Nerd about that. So my new sleeping pad is this Boundary Deluxe. It's you can see how thick it is. It's a 30 by 78, so it's oversized. This is like a small bed. This is a dramatic difference from all the pads I've used in the past, and I finally slept good on this pad, so that's good. I think they have a new name for this, they've updated it or something. And so I got this new sleeping pad. It's also a Big Agnes, and what is it called? I'll put it below. I think it's Diamond
Oh, there it is. Diamond Park. It's 15-degree bag, so it's really warm. And then what it does is it attaches to the pad so that it can't, like, because I roll around a lot in my sleep and I side sleep, this stays attached and keeps it in place so I don't keep falling off the damn sleeping pad. This sleep system was fantastic. And then I got this Nemo Philo pillow. I'll link all the Moto Camp Nerd stuff below, but this was awesome too. It has a little bit of foam in it, so it packs a little bit bigger, but it inflates, and then it's a really good setup. Overall, this setup was fantastic, and I've never had this comfortable of a setup for tent camping. So I think I'm back. I think I'm back to tent camping now.
About to leave camp, let me give you just a quick update on kind of a few things on the bike. The tube tires, you know, I feel like these rims are probably strong because of that. I feel like the tubeless rims always are more prone to bending when you hit a rock. I don't know why that is, but I feel pretty confident in these going through rocks and stuff, but I am very nervous if I do get a flat, because it means removing the wheel from the bike and doing the tube and all that, which is a huge pain in the rear. But speaking of that, I gotta say, I love the fact that the bike comes factory with the center stand, because when I'm packing my luggage, when I'm doing service, if you need to service your chain, if you need to fix a tire, the center stand's already on the bike from the factory. That's fantastic. One annoying thing, this side stand is too short, so the bike leans over too far, and I always have to like find a rock. I know other owners have complained about this. So I think they designed that a little bit too short. You see how the pegs are all rubber mounted with these bushings? That really reduces the vibration. I feel almost no vibration coming through this motorcycle. Through the handlebars. I don't know if the handlebars are rubber mounted. Yeah, I think they are. And the foot pegs, so that's really good. The seat is okay, but not great. It's a little bit uncomfortable when you ride all day long. I think I rode almost 9 hours yesterday. I mean, overall, I really love this little bike. I think it's fantastic for this kind of use, actually almost optimum. Yeah, really like it. I could use a bigger windshield for sure. The tires, the Shinko 805 tires, they're okay. They're not the best, but they're okay. They're cheap. They're good on the highway. Off-road, they're fine until you get deep sand, and they're a little bit washy, but the Moscow Reckless 80, oh my god, what a perfect bag for what I'm doing on this bike. Like, I have no modifications to this bike. I have no luggage frame, nothing. The bike is totally stock. I was able to put on a Reckless 80 with all this camping gear. That's fantastic. The way this system works is absolutely awesome. Moscow Moto engineer the best luggage in the world, and I will fight anyone about that. The Nomax tank bag is fantastic. I can organize all my snacks and maps and camera stuff, and it's just amazing to have the hydration in there. Not wearing a backpack has been phenomenal. My quad lock phone mount has been good. My little charging system has been okay, although my leg kind of hits it. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. But what a great little bike. And I've got the Giant Loop Cactus Canteen for water. I used about 2/3 of it last night camping. This is the 1 gallon, and I just have it strapped to the Molly panel here on the beaver tail. I don't know if it's the best place to put it, but I didn't want to put it in the bag because I was worried if it leak or something or break, and all my clothing and everything would get all soaked. So I have it here.
So I'm right into this section. It's like super deep gravel. Really catch you by surprise. Almost crashed back there. It's just really deep. The bike just digs into the deep rock gravel and just wants to fish around everywhere. It's pretty challenging. Pretty rocky, pretty bumpy through this section, and there's some like gravel pits, but nothing too terrible. It's kind of cool. You get up in these little rises and you can kind of see into the distance. I mean, super desolate, super rugged out here. I like the desert. I mean, not in the summer, but Like, it's like 65 degrees right now, so it's perfect. I do like living in California because in a couple hours I can be at the ocean or I can be in a desert. We have these different climates, so depending on what time of year it is, there's always somewhere nice, and it's hard to put a price on that. Although we do pay a high price to live here, trust me. That's why I got to do all those affiliate sales, bro. Yeah, affiliates. Got to get those affiliate sales. No, seriously though, my mortgage is ridiculous. Bike's doing good. I mean, I like this little donkey because the little donkey, you know, about 25-30 miles an hour, she'll go through, she'll just chug through anything. Just super easy, stable to ride. It's not intimidating like a big adventure bike would be, and that's the main thing with this. I just really like this bike. I like it more than I should because I have some nice bikes at home. I have a Touareg that I just bought. I have a 1250 GS. I have a KTM enduro bike, you know, but I really genuinely like the Himalayan. I would consider buying it, but the problem is now the KTM 390 is coming out and you've got the new Ibex 450, so this bike has some tough new competitors. Here at the intersection of Bradshaw Trail and Wiley's Well Road. So I came from that way, which is where I camped way down there last night. This is the Bradshaw Trail here going kind of east-west. So William Bradshaw, I guess, was like some kind of pioneer that blazed a path through here to get from the Colorado River out towards like the Coachella Valley. So I don't know I don't remember all the history of that, but I've ridden this Bradshaw Trail. You can start this trail over by Salton Sea, outside of Indio, and go all the way to Blythe, and I've done that. It's a really cool ride. So that's Wiley's Well campground there, and then that goes up to the freeway. I think it's a good road because I see like people pulled their fifth wheels out here. So anyway, down the road. This is Wiley's Well campground. Pretty cool, actually. They've got these little shade. Some of the campsites have these little shade things, and then they've got, looks like, pit toilets. I don't know if they have drinking water. I don't think they have drinking water if you come here, so be prepared for that. But this isn't bad at all, actually. Maybe should have stayed here, but I enjoyed my remote camping. It was fun. So it's like we're riding. Oh man, this is deep. Oh. It's like riding in a riverbed, like deep gravel, rock. I mean, this is some pretty rugged stuff, man. Like, I feel like this route is more for a dual sport bike. I think a small adventure bike like this is okay, but anything bigger than this, I don't know, it would be a real handful in this stuff. This bike tracks pretty well through this kind of stuff because it just has that really relaxed steering geometry. And I don't know if it's just me, maybe I'm imagining it, but it feels like the suspension is kind of broken in more over the past couple days, and it feels like it's a little bit better ride now. One really annoying thing on the Himalayan, see the gas cap has this bar thing in it, so I can't insert. In California we've got these nozzles like this. I can't insert the gas nozzle into the tank, so it's really frustrating to get gas. I have to kind of pull this thing back and hold it, and then gas splashes everywhere. I don't understand why there's that stupid bar. I don't know why there's that stupid bar right there. Really annoying. I gassed up in Blythe at the end of section 1, got some water and a couple snacks because there's no Starbucks or, you know, restaurants out here on this route, so you better bring your own food and snacks and water and stuff like that. So I did that, and then there was a highway section. Now I'm back on the off-road stuff on section 2, so we'll be riding this trail for quite a while, and then eventually I think we get up to Highway 62. Oh, this is very sandy through here. Still really rugged and sandy. I mean, again, I think it's more of a, whoa, this is really, I think it's more of a dual sport bike route than an adventure bike route in my opinion. But the little Himalayan does fine, actually. Just don't go too fast. I would say the sand is the most challenging part of this ride. When we get to Highway 62, I'll have to make a decision. Do I start heading home there? Because that would be a pretty easy route to get home. Or do I continue on all the way up to the end of Section 2 and at Sahara Oasis? I've ridden that part before a couple times, and it's nice. It's pretty good. I like it. But then I'm going to be... Well, this is all whooped out. Jesus Christ. Shit. Then I'm going to be pretty far from home. But I did want to do like 2 long days. Oh my God. Whoa. Jesus. Oh. Sand wash. Holy crap. Oh. Dude, I'm all over the place. Ah. Oh. I mean, this is how it is for a lot of this ride. It's just fighting the sand. Holy moly. Okay.
So, I guess we're in the sand wash again. I mean, I just, like, this is very rugged out here. Very, I mean, again, if you come do this ride, be very prepared. Little donkey, come on, little donkey. Now, it's hard to look at my GPS and navigate the trail at the same time. Okay, I guess we're going up here. Ah.
In this section here behind me that I've just finished, I'm in the middle of nowhere, by the way. Like there's nothing. There's nobody. There's a power line road here. You can see the power lines. Can you see them? Yeah, I guess so. So back here, what I was trying to say is I smashed like a big rock that was kind of loose, and it flew up into the engine, and like I had that moment where I was like, oh no, did I just put a hole through the engine? Which I've done on other bikes before, even with the skid plate, just put a hole in the engine and just had the oil just go out. It's my worst nightmare out here, way out here by myself. So let's take a look at the skid plate. So, you know, this is the factory skid plate. I don't have much confidence in it. I mean, it's like a little plastic guard there, and then it's got like a metal piece. I don't know. I mean, Royal Enfield says it's actually pretty strong, but I actually asked them if they could send me a better skid plate. They never responded. I've had this bike for a while. I also asked for a better windshield. They didn't reply about any of that stuff, so I guess, I don't know, whatever. I just have to make do with what we have. But this makes me nervous for sure. But so far, I mean, knock on plastic, it's been okay. I like the foot pegs. They're really supportive for a factory peg. I took the rubber things out, of course. I love this big brake lever. Super easy to reach with my boot. I mean, they thought of a lot of really cool stuff. Like, and also here, I really like how it comes with these to protect the radiator in a fall. It ties into the front, and then they give you all these tie down points if you want to put an accessory bag here if you're traveling. I just feel like they thought of so many real world practical things that make the bike good for this kind of travel, for expeditions. I mean, you don't need a ton of power to go on these expeditions and all the fancy stuff. You just need a solid, durable bike that'll get the job done, that's well thought out for adventure travel. And I feel like this 450 really is. It really is well thought out. The performance of the little Himalayan 450 really impressed me over the course of this long 2-day ride. It's smooth and pretty comfortable on the highway. It has enough power to maintain an honest 80 miles an hour down the freeway, even with the full luggage and the camping gear. In terms of off-road riding, it has a much lighter and smaller ride feel than something like a Tenere 700 or Touareg 660. Despite only being about 20 pounds lighter on paper, it just feels much smaller when you actually ride it. The low seat height is welcome. The suspension performs well, and overall, while you're not going to ride super fast off-road, it'll really get you where you want to go, and it does the job. In terms of riding this route, the Southern California Backcountry Discovery Route, or BDR, the route is remote, rugged, and has a lot of deep sand, so be prepared for that. I will have a full review being published on the Himalayan 450 about the same time I publish this video, which will have comparisons and pros and cons to the bike after 6 months. So if you want more Himalayan 450 information, please check out that review video, and I'll try to link that here below. I want to give thanks to Law Tigers again for sponsoring today's video. Beyond that, thank you for watching, ride safe, and I will see you out there.